performance of Dolly, and it's going to be the best ever. So, I wrote a list of people I would like to thank. First of all is Pat Sorley on the piano. She's amazing, and she's been playing the piano this whole time and helped us a lot. So, give her a round of applause. And Angie Durkis in the light booth. She's always there for us, giving us light, and she's awesome. Woo! There's going to be a 15-minute intermission, and FCCLA is going to be selling refreshments in the gym over there. And I think they're running selling stuff afterwards too. So go there and buy stuff, support our school. Mr. K and his industrial arts class built a lot of our set, and I would like to thank them a lot, because without them, there would be nothing on our set. So thank you. I'd also like to thank Nicole Schmidt. She was a former student of Mrs. Leitner, and she came and helped us do makeup and just give us advice and stuff, so she was awesome too. Joan Peterson also came like the first night or something, and she helped us a lot too doing makeup. And Louis and Jacob were the props manager guys. Louis was the props manager, Jacob was the helper guy. They were awesome, and they helped us do everything, so round of applause for them. And, please turn off all your cell phones. I was going to say that first. Please do that. I actually, my cell phone went off first performance, so I forgot to do that. But anyways, that'd be nice if you do that for me. Thank you. And I'd like to thank Mrs. Leitner because she's awesome, and she's our most favorite director in teaching. So we love her. Yay, Mrs. And I hope you enjoy the performance.
Dolly. She's the one that Spencer's recommend. Just name the kind of man your sister wants, and she'll snatch him up. Don't forget to bring your rated eyes, and she'll match him up. Come on, Dolly. If your eldest daughter needs a friend, just name the kind of man your sister wants, and she'll snatch him up. Don't forget to bring your rated eyes, and she'll match him up. Come on.
Dolly Levi, that's right, Miss Dolly Levi, born Gallagher. Social introductions, ladies and gentlemen of excellent families, introduced under an atmosphere of elegance and refinement. Object, matrimony. Unfortunately, I won't be able to offer my usual lightning-fast service, as I have a previous engagement in Yonkers, New York, arranging the second marriage of the well-known half-a-millionaire Horace Van Gelder. That means he's got at least $60,000 cash, but I'll do my best to have you carried over someone's threshold before the week is up. Now, I might also mention I'm available for financial consultation, instructions in the guitar and mandolin, ears pierced, and ears pierced replugged.
I'm Dolly. She's the one the Spencer's recommend. Just name the kind of man your sister wants, and she'll snatch him up. Don't forget to bring your rated eyes, and she'll match him up. Come on, Dolly.
Mrs. Levi.
Mr. Kemper, the artist. You know, I'm something of an artist myself. I can go simple like the flat paper and scissors.
Mrs. Levi, the train for Yonkers leaves in 5 minutes, and if we don't get there on time,
But we will, Mr. Kemper, and not only will Horace Vanderbilt give you permission to marry his niece Ermengarde, but he'll also dance at your wedding, and not alone either, because I happen to be engaged in finding him a suitable second wife himself. What he really wants is someone stable within the household, like my late husband Ephraim Levi always said, marriage is a bribe to make a housekeeper fit to the housekeeper.
I know all about it, Mrs. Levi. Half of New York is going to propose to Mrs. Irene Lloyd this very afternoon.
It's exactly well on the way to Yonkers this afternoon. It can take on your case and knock out 4 loafers with 1 stone, or whatever I'll throw at them. We'll see. And when you look at that, I got nothing to pay my train fare with. Only big bills, 5s and 7s.
I have some change in here somewhere. I only hope this isn't a wild goose chase, Mrs. Levi.
Speaking of poultry, I'm also available for fresh dirty eggs, surgical corsets reboned, short distance hauling, and varicose veins reduced.
Mrs. Levi.
Just take the cattle and your sister. Watson, she'll snatch him up. Don't forget to bring your maiden out and she'll match him up. Go on, Dolly.
Tell me, Mrs. Levi, what's in all this for you?
A living, Mr. Kemper. Some sew, some paint. I meddle.
Mrs. Levi.
I know, the train for Yonkers is about to leave. They will get our tickets, get a window seat, order some lunch, and they'll meet you on board. Ephraim, I'm going to get married again. I'm going to marry Hermes Vandergelder for his money and let it circulate to the people like rainwater, like you taught me. And I want a sign, sometime today, that you approve. Oh, it won't be a marriage in the sense that we had, but I'll certainly make him happy. And I'm tired, Ephraim. Tired of living hand to mouth. So I want that sign.
Mrs. Levi.
Sometime today. Now don't you worry, Mr. Kemper. We'll get to Yonkers. You'll marry Ermengarde. Just leave everything up to me.
How am I supposed to play Yonkers My Yonkers with all this bellowing in my ears?
I can't help it, Uncle. I love Ambrose Kemper.
And I say you're too young to be in love with anybody. Here, take this.
I'm not too young. I'm 17, and in another year I'll be an old maid.
Well, I forbid it. Dare to be an old maid, Ermengarde, and I'll cut you off without a cent. And don't cry in the store.
I can't help it, Uncle. I'm unhappy.
Then by thunder, you'll go weak for a while in New York where it won't be noticed. Now go upstairs and start packing your trunk. And don't get any tears on the lock. It was just oil. Cornelius! Barnaby!
You stamped, Mr. Vandergelder?
I did. I got news for both of you. I'm going to New York this very afternoon to march in the 14th Street Association Parade. When I get back, you're going to have a mistress.
Oh, I'm too young, Mr. Vandergelder.
Not yours, incarnation mine. I mean I'm getting married again. And in honor of the occasion, I've decided to promote you, Cornelius, to chief clerk.
And what am I now, Mr. Vandergelder?
You are an impertinent fool, that's what you are, and I'm promoting you from impertinent fool to chief clerk. Any more questions?
Yes.
What?
Does the chief clerk get one evening off a week?
So that's how you thank me for your promotion, is it? Certainly not. You'll attend to things as normal. Now get back to work, and don't forget to put the lid on the sheep pit. Evenings off, marrying artists, foolishness. 99% of the people in this world are fools, and the rest are in great danger of contamination. Why, even I was once young, which was foolish, and got married, which was foolish, and was poor, which is more foolish than anything else. Then my wife died, which was foolish of her, and I grew older, which was sensible of me, and became rich, friendless, and mean, which in Yonkers is about as far as you can go. Now, you're probably wondering why a person of such good sense, such as myself, would go do the foolish thing of getting married again. The answer is simple. This house, without a woman, is an empty shell, and pretty dirty, too. It takes a woman all powdered and pink to joyously clean out the drain in the sink. And it takes an angel with long golden lashes and soft-dressed fingers for dumping the ashes. Yes, it takes a woman, a dainty woman, a sweetheart, a mistress, a wife. Oh yes, it takes a woman, a fragile woman, to bring you the sweet things in life. The frail young maiden who is constantly there for washing and bluing and shoeing the mare. And it takes a female for setting the table and weaning the Guernsey and cleaning the stable. Yes, it takes a woman, a dainty woman, a sweetheart, a mistress, a wife. Oh yes, it takes a woman, a fragile woman, to bring you the sweet things in life.
And so she'll work until infinity. 3 cheers for femininity. Rah, 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 rah. FBMITY.
Get out of here. And in the winter she'll shovel the ice and lovingly set out the traps for the mice. She's a joy and treasure, for practically speaking, to whom can you turn when the plumbing is leaking? To the dainty woman, that fragile woman, that sweetheart, that mistress, that wife. Oh yes, it takes a woman, a husky woman, to bring you the sweet things in life. Oh yes, it takes a woman, a dainty woman, a sweetheart, a mistress, a wife. Oh yes, it takes a woman, a fragile woman, to bring you the sweet things in life. All right, out of here, all of you.
Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations.
What?
Congratulations, Mr. Van Gelder. All of New York is buzzing with the news that you're practically engaged to Miss Irene Malloy. All my congratulations and sympathy.
Sympathy.
Did I say that? No. I'm actually quite happy with the news. After all, it wasn't easy to unload her. And by that, I mean, you know what people said, but I, for one, never believed the rumors.
Rumors? What rumors?
Oh, nothing to get upset about, Mr. Van Gelder. I mean, according to all well-known facts, her first husband did go quite naturally. It's just, it happened so sudden. A few spoonfuls of chowder that she made special for him, and poof! But it could happen to anyone. No, there's no truth in it, just one bit of advice. Eat out.
Do you mean to say that Mrs. Malloy?
I mean to say nothing, Mr. Van Gelder. Just a friendly tip of advice. Stay away from the chowder. But, by the way, she's ordered her wedding gown. Beautiful. You should see it. Black. But as I was saying, Mr. Van Gelder, congratulations on your forthcoming nuptials, and may you rest in, I mean, may angels watch over you both, particularly at dinner.
Now, Mrs. Levi, you introduced me to Mrs. Malloy, and rumors or not, I intend calling on her this afternoon.
Very well, then I guess there's nothing more for me to do but to go back to New York and tell the other girl, the heiress, not to wait.
What did you say?
Nothing, a word, heiress.
Particulars, Mrs. Levi, particulars. Her name.
Her money,
What a lovely, lovely name.
Ernestina money. Picture, if you will, hair as shiny as newly minted dimes, eyes as big, round as silver dollars, skin as soft and mossy as an old greenback.
I can feel her now.
Age 19, weight 102, waist 47.
Waist 47.
That's with the money belt. Now, I could arrange for you to see Miss Ernestina this afternoon.
I ain't got time, Mrs. Levi. I have to take my lady Ermengarde to New York to forget a certain artist, Ambrose Kemper.
Well, I can do that for you, Mr. Van Gelder. I know exactly how to handle such things.
Well, then I'll stick to my plans and go march in the 14th Street Parade.
What a coincidence. Guess who's been chosen to ride on the main float, the spirit of 14th Street, Miss Money. Her mother was a cash, you know.
All right, Mrs. Levi, I'll meet Miss Money at the parade, but I still intend calling on Mrs. Malloy as planned.
The races you make me run. All right, very well. I'll meet you in front of the hat shop at 2:30 on the bench as usual.
One more thing, Mrs. Levi. Suppose I decided against Mrs. Malloy, and I don't like Miss Money neither.
Well, then I have one more name on my list, one that I know as well as my own. But let's not talk about that now. Wait till you see Ernestina Horace. A vision, a dream. You know, Ephraim, I think I'm going to have that room done over in blue wallpaper. Yeah, in blue. Ermengarde, Ambrose, I'm coming up there. We have plans to make.
Chief clerk, promoted from chief clerk to chief clerk. And if I'm good in 10 years, I'll be promoted to chief clerk again. I'm 33 years old, and I still don't get an evening free. When am I going to begin to live?
You can live on holidays, Cornelius.
Did you forget what we did last Christmas? All those rotten tomato cans exploded, and you and I cleaned up the whole mess. You call that living?
No.
Barnaby, you and I are going to New York.
You mean close the store?
Uh-huh.
Cornelius, we can't.
We'll have to. Some more rotten tomato cans are going to explode.
Holy cabooses, how do you know?
Because I'm going to light this candle under them. That's how I know. That'll get us an evening free. We'll have a good meal. We'll spend our money. We'll be in danger. We're gonna be arrested.
Holy cabooses.
And one more thing. We're not coming back to Yonkers until we've each kissed the girl.
Cornelius, you can't do that. You don't know any girls.
I'm 33 years old. I've got to begin sometime.
I'm only 17, Cornelius. It isn't so urgent for me.
New York, Barnaby. Elevated trains. The lights of Broadway. The stuffed whale at Barnum's Museum.
A stuffed whale?
A stuffed whale. What do you say, Barnaby?
Yes, Cornelius, yes.
Now, the first thing we must do is make you financially independent. I know. I'll find you a job. Do you dance?
I'm an artist, Mrs. Levi, and I paint.
Huh. Then my card.
Mrs. Dolly Levi, painters taught to dance.
Now, there's a man, Rudolph Reisenberger, at the Harmonia Gardens on 14th Street. I'll give you a note, and we'll see if we can't have you both entered in the polka contest tonight. The prize is a weeks-long engagement and a solid gold cup. All the cups we want Esther and me.
Now hold on, Mrs. Levi. No fiance of mine is going to set foot in a cafe. And I don't mind saying that I'm surprised that you have acquaintances in a place like that.
Not acquaintances, Mr. Kemper. Friends. Dear friends from days gone by. When my late husband, Ephraim Levi, believed in finding life wherever he could find it. Cafes, ballrooms, and yes, even in theaters. Why, even when times were bad, every Saturday night, like clockwork, down those stairs at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant we came, Ephraim and me.
It's all well to come down like clockwork, Mrs. Levi, but you're asking Ermengarde to work there.
It's the only way to show Horace Van Gelder we mean business. Now you'll go to the Harmonia Gardens restaurant tonight, and you'll tell them Dolly sent you. And incidentally, tell Rudolph that Dolly is coming back, and she's a table for two and a chicken for 8 o'clock tonight.
The bottom row looks all right, Cornelius. Now hold the other candle under the ones on top. Not that close, they're swelled up like they're ready to burst. That doesn't smell good. I can smell it from up here.
Get dressed, Barnaby. We're going to New York. Out there, there's a world outside of Yonkers. Way out there beyond this hick town, Barnaby. There's a slick town, Barnaby. Out there, full of shine and full of sparkle. Close your eyes and see it glisten, Barnaby. Listen, Barnaby. But on your Sunday
goes to Delmonico's, and we'll close the town in a whirl. But we won't come home until we've kissed a girl.
So down the streets and have your picture took. Just like a dream, your spirit seems to come back. That Sunday shine is a certain sign that you feel as kind as you are. Beneath the parasol, the world is all a smile. It makes you feel brand new down to your toes. Get out your feathers, your pats and lathers, your beads and buckles and bows. For there's no blue Monday in your Sunday clothes. Beneath your bowler brim, the world's a simple song. A lovely look that makes you tilt your nose. Get out your slippers, your flannel knickers, your red suspenders and hose. For there's no blue Monday in your Sunday clothes.
New York, Barnaby. Elevated trains, the lights of Broadway.
Holy
The
caboose.
stuffed whale at Barnes Museum.
Wow.
Come on.
Sunday clothes make you feel down and out. Turn up the street and have your picture took. It's like a dream, your spirit seems to turn around. That Sunday shine is a certain sign that you feel as fine as you are. The parasol, the world is all a smile. Makes you feel brand new down to your toes. Get out your feathers, your hats and feathers, your beads and buckles and bows. Oh, there's no blue Monday in your Sunday clothes.
Irving Gart's up sniveling. Don't cry on the releases. We haven't missed the train yet, thank the Lord. Now, lovely, you're improving. Now get all 11 pieces. We're 7 minutes late. All aboard! All aboard! All aboard!
All aboard, all aboard.
Sunday clothes, there's lots of world out there. Running silk robots and pageant shoes. For I can feel adventure in the evening air. To town we'll trot to a smoky spot where the girls are hot as a fuse. Oh! Put on your high silk hat and at the turn don't come. Wear a handmade graceway button glove. We'll join the Astors at Tony Pastor's and kiss our hearts till home. And we won't come home. And we won't come home. And we won't come home until we fall in love.
What marriage? Oh, I thought you knew. Why, the marriage Dolly Levi is arranging between Horace Vandergelder, the well-known Yonkers half-a-millionaire, and my employer and friend, Mrs. Irene Malloy. Although, if you ask me, he'll never
Oh, it's all too much. What with late husbands and new marriages, and on top of everything else, Miss Mortimer, returning this hat for the third time. Same old story. She wants cherries and feathers, more cherries and feathers. To catch a beau, I suppose. Although, if you ask me, she'd do better with a nice heavy veil. I told her, ribbons down her back is what we'll be wearing this summer if you want to catch a gentleman's eye, but she'll have none of it. Cherries and feathers, more cherries and feathers. And today, of all days, when that poor, dear sweet Mrs. Malloy has enough on her mind.
With what, Minnie?
With the door. It's stuck.
It's stuck in full.
Now, as I was saying, Mrs. Malloy, I can find out my tongue for the things I've said and the things I'm going to say. But as long as I've gone this far, I might as well go all the way. Mrs. Malloy, why?
Just say, Minnie, why have I decided to marry Horace Van Gelder?
Mrs. Malloy, I didn't ask you that. I'd rather die on the rack than ask you such a personal question. But as long as you did bring it up.
I married Horace Van Gelder for one reason, and for one reason alone, Minnie, to get away from the millinery business. I hate hats.
Mrs. Malloy.
And I can no longer stand being suspected of being a wicked woman with nothing to show for it.
Mrs. Malloy.
Don't protest, Minnie. All millineresses are suspected of being wicked women. That's why we can't go into restaurants, balls, or theaters. Take my word for it, Minnie. Either I marry Horace Van Gelder or I break out of this place like a fire engine.
Mrs. Malloy.
Oh no, not Miss Mortimer again.
Mrs. Mortimer, I'll take care of it.
No, Minnie, leave it be. You can make another hat for Miss Mortimer if you like, but I'll be wearing this one myself.
Mrs. Malloy, you can't. You're a widow in that hat. It's provocative, that's what.
Is it, Minnie? Who knows who may walk into this very shop today provocative, maybe just what I want to be.
Mrs. Malloy! Why
share of love, and I'm not saying I'm shortchanged. Once is enough for one woman, as long as it's true love, and it was that. Minnie, there's two men staring at the shop.
Men?
Why, I do believe they mean to come in here.
Men in the shop? Mrs. Malloy, what shall we do?
Do? Why, flirt with them, of course.
And you with all your talk about love.
Let me know if I've had many. It's a bit of an adventure I could do with now. We'll get them all heated up, then drop them cold. It'll be great practice for married life. Now come on back in the workroom. I'll show you some ways we can perk up our appearances. Besides, a bit of a wait will only make them more nervous and easier to
If you say flirt with, I'll scream.
flirt with. Ah! Oh, we'll get an adventure out of this yet, Minnie.
We'll get an adventure out of this yet, Barnaby. All day long we wander around New York, and nothing happens. And then we'll come to the quietest street in town, and suddenly,
Vandergilder.
is he out there? Go look.
Sitting on that bench, Cornelius. Are you sure this is an adventure?
You don't have to ask. You'll know when you're in one, all right? How much money have we got left?
Not much, Cornelius. 40 cents for the train back, 30 cents for dinner, and 20 cents to see the whale. 90 cents. Why?
Because when those ladies come out, we'll have to pretend to be customers. Customers, that's it. Maybe the best thing to do is make them think we're rich. Then we won't have to buy anything at all. We're two gentlemen about town looking for hats for ladies. Good afternoon, Mrs.
Malloy.
Here, Cornelius Hackle.
Here, Barnaby Tucker.
My pleasure, gentlemen. Now, what can I do for you?
We're two ladies about town looking for hats for Malloy. We want
We're hats, you see, and we wanted to buy a lady or two to Lloyd.
Okay, we're two gentlemen about town looking for hats for ladies. And everyone said to go to Mrs. Malloy because she's so pretty. I mean, her hats are so pretty.
It's so reasonable, Cornelius. As reasonable as under $1 would still leave us enough to see the whale.
You've got to pay him no mind, man. He's come all the way from Yonkers to see the stuffed whale. Barnaby, you keep an eye on the window, and maybe you'll see it pass by.
Is it big and black with green little red eyes? It's sitting right out on that bench.
Yes. Excuse me, but did you see Yonkers, Mr. Hackle?
Yes, ma'am, and by that, I mean you should see Yonkers. Or maybe Mr. Malloy would like to see Yonkers as well.
Oh, I'm a widow, Mr. Hackle.
You are?
Barnaby, she's a widow!
Oh, that's too bad. I'm sure Mr. Malloy would love to see Yonkers in that hat. On you, of course, not Mr. Malloy. May he rest in peace. You're Catholic, aren't you? Well, don't let that worry you. I'd be willing to change. Mrs. Malloy, if you should ever have a Sunday off in the near future, I'd be more than pleased to show you Yonkers from top to bottom.
Well, I may be there sooner than you think, Mr. Hackle.
Oh, really?
You see, I have a friend who lives in Yonkers.
Do you?
Perhaps you know him.
Perhaps we do.
Although it's usually silly to ask occasions like that. It's a Mr. Vandergelder.
Ah!
Horace Vandergelder?
A Vandergelder's haying feed?
Do you know him?
No.
No.
Mr. Vandergelder is a very substantial man in one life, they tell me.
Lovely man, just lovely. Has only one fault as far as I know. He's hard as nails.
Cornelius, I think,
Perhaps your friend would like this one.
look out!
Begging your pardon, Mrs.
Gentlemen, what
Malloy.
are you doing?
Help us, we'll explain later. Just shuffle it. Don't
Mr.
ask
Martin, Mr. Tucker, don't come up. Before it's too late.
Mrs. Lloyd, I don't suppose Mrs. Levi is here, is she? She was supposed to meet me on that bench 10 minutes ago. Well, she can just go looking for me when she comes. When I make an appointment, I like people to be on time. Here's a gift for you. Chocolate-covered peanuts, unshelled. That's the expensive kind. Now, did I just see you talking with two men?
Men? Men, Mr. Vandergelder, what would men be doing in a lady's head shop? Now come on back to my workroom. I'm just so anxious for you to see it.
I saw it last week.
So you did. Now what's new in the hay feed business, Mr. Vandergilder? I understand you have 3 friends, all as hard as nails.
What on earth are you talking about?
Yonkers, I hear it's such a beautiful city.
And who's been telling you about Yonkers, may I ask?
No one. Just a friend.
What friend?
Well, you see, he,
He?
a customer, Mr. Vandergilder. Someone quite well to do, as a matter of fact. He was in here buying hats for ladies. You might even know him. Although it's usually silly to ask in cases like that. It's Mr. Cornelius Hackle.
Did you say Hackle?
Why, yes.
He just happens to be my head clerk, that's all. Mrs. Malloy, I demand an explanation.
And I'm going to give it to Mr. Van Gelder. Why shouldn't she know Cornelius Hackle? He's an all-fashionable Holmes. He's here in the opera. He's at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant 3 nights a week.
Impossible. He only has $146.35, and it's in my own safe.
Mr. Van Gelder, you're killing me. He's one of the Hackles. They built the canal.
What canal?
The ferry.
It ain't the same man.
Who took the horses out of Jenny Lynn's carriage and pulled them through the streets? It was Cornelius Hackle. And who dressed up as a waiter at the Fifth Street Hotel and dropped an oyster down Mrs. Astor's? Well, I can't even say it, but it was Cornelius Hackle. Why, he's the playboy of New York. Now, Penny, Irene, I can see that you are taken with him, just like everybody else. Don't deny it.
Really, Dolly, I've only met him once in my life. Really, Dolly,
Excuse me.
Minnie, hold your tongue.
There's a man in there!
Now, see here, there's a man in that trunk.
No, Mr. Vanderbilt, you can't. It's too dangerous.
Nonsense. Any man who hides in women's trunks cannot frighten me. Stand aside.
No man indeed. I'm sure you'd make short work of any man with those muscles. Boy, I can see him now, rippling underneath your coat, back and forth. Ripple, ripple, ripple. Ripple, ripple, ripple.
For the last time, Miss Levi, stand aside.
Stand indeed, and that's exactly what the law courts want to know when they ask you if you entered that trunk without a search warrant. Why, if you don't stand for the laws of this great country, what do you stand for? I know what I stand for, and you see, Mr. Van Gelder, there could not possibly be a man in that trunk. God bless you.
All right, there is a man in that trunk.
Aha!
And another under that table.
What the devil?
But there also happens to be a very good explanation for it. I'll keep it present. Good afternoon.
Good Lord, the whole room's crawling with men. I'll never get over it. I take it I'll see you later, Mr. Van Gelder.
You certainly will, and with a certain young lady on the main float at the end of the 14th Street Parade. Good day, Mrs. Malloy.
Mrs. Malloy, I can explain everything.
I do not want to hear an explanation, Mr. Hackle. Just you and Mr. Tucker doing the pleasure of leaving my shop. I'll be forced to send for Officer Gogarty.
Well, if you ask me, Irene, calling for the officer and letting them off is too easy. I'm really adding up the legal offenses these two have committed, and I think you have grounds for at least 2 writs, a non-compos mentis and a garnishee. But the right thing to do is show you tried to solve it outside of court. Have dinner with them.
Dinner?
Is dinner really necessary, Dolly?
That's how it's done in the law, Irene. Dinner first, garnishee afterward.
Well then, Mr. Hackle, Mr. Tucker, you may have the pleasure of taking Minnie and myself out for dinner.
Delighted, and I speak for Barnaby as well. Now I hear there's a lovely restaurant at the railroad station.
Oh no, Mr. Hackle, the Harmonia Gardens is good enough for your friends. For your fashionable friends. It's good enough for us. Oh, I hear they have a lovely orchestra there, Minnie.
Oh, we couldn't go there, Mr. Malloy. It's not the money or anything, it's the...
It's the whale.
Yeah, it's the whale. No, it's not the whale, Barnaby. It's the dancing. They have contests, exhibitions in places like that. And I don't know how to dance. It would take me weeks, months, years to learn. Mrs. Dolly Levi, a 32-year-old chief clerk, taught how to dance?
Now it's very simple. You just put one hand here and one hand here.
It's absolutely no use. I have no sense of rhythm.
Absolutely absolutely no sense of rhythm is the primary requirement for the Gallagher-Levi method. Now just give me 5 minutes of your time, Mr. Hagel, and I'll have you dancing through the streets. We'll start with lesson 7, the waltz kick turn. Right foot touch, left foot touch, over, back, around, touch, through, around, and unfurl. Wonderful. When I think of the lucky woman who will find heaven in your arms, let's go back once more. Now put your hand on her waist and stand with her right in your left hand. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Look, I'm dancing. Well, I was.
Of course you were, Mr. Hackle. Take that someone whose arms you're in. Hold on to her tight and fit. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Wow, I'm dancing.
Turn around and turn around, try floating through the air. Can't you be a little more aesthetic?
Don't you think my dancing has a polish and a flair?
The word I think I'd use is athletic. For my heart is about to burst. My head is about to pop. And now that we're dancing, who cares if we never stop?
Look at me, everybody. I, Cornelius Hackle, sport and dancing.
You're next, Mr. Tucker. Bend and smash and glide.
And everyone, stand aside.
Wow, he's dancing.
You can learn to polka if you work a week or so, or the tango filled with passion seething.
I might join the chorus of the Castle Garden show.
Well, for gosh sakes, whatever you do, keep breathing. For my heart is about to burst. My head is about to pop. And now that we're dancing, who cares if we never stop? Then there's someone you hardly know
Levi, such a long time.
Ephraim, let me go. It's been long enough. For the last few years, I've been out the cat, I've locked the door, I've made myself a little brown toddy, and I've said a prayer, thanking God that I was independent and no one else's life was mixed up with mine. Then one day, a note fell out of my Bible. I placed it there and you asked me to marry you. Perfectly good oak leaf, without color and without life. And I suddenly realized that I was like that oak leaf. For years I had not shed a tear, nor had I been filled with the wonderful hope that something would turn out well. And Ephraim, I decided to rejoin the human race. And I want you to give me away. Before the parade passes by, I'm going to get in step while there's still time left. Before the parade.
Cornelius is taking us down to the 14th Street Parade. Everyone will be marching.
Why, Irene, you're crying.
Oh, Dolly, the world is full of wonderful things. Come with us, Dolly.
I will, Irene. I will. Before the parade passes by, I'm going to go and taste Saturday's highlight. Before the parade passes by, I'm going to get some life back into my life. I'm ready to move out and run. I've had enough of just passing my life with the rest of them, with the best of them. I can hold my head up high, for I've got to go again. I've got to try again. I'm going to feel my heart coming alive again before the parade passes by. Look at that crowd overhead. Look at the tears and the eyes, how many grow me. Look at that crowd overhead. How did we get my old spirit to show me all of those lights over there seem to be telling me where I'm going. When the whistles blow and the cymbals crash and the sparklers light the sky, I'm going to raise the roof, I'm going to carry on. Give me an old trombone, give me an old baton before the parade passes by.
Levi, she's beautiful. Everything you said and more. Don't move, Miss Money. I'm coming. Hey, you. Cut that out. That's my fiance. Stop. Thief. Pickpocket. Put that back, you. I paid for that girl, and I want all the parts. Miss Money, what have they done to you? Mrs. Levi, what is the meaning of this?
Nothing's get upset about Mr. Van Gilder at last minute substitution. There was a sudden urgent business problem at the Mint and Miss Money went to go help out. But don't worry, she'll meet you at 8 o'clock in front of the Harmony Gardens restaurant.
That's the most expensive restaurant in the city.
And why shouldn't it be? The food and the fastest waiters in all of New York. By the way, I'm going to be a little late. But Miss Money will meet you in front of the restaurant at 8 o'clock. Wait till you see her, Horace. Sing an old-fashioned tune. Yep, Sweet Rosie O'Grady. Couldn't miss her if you tried.
I'll be there, Dolly, but only because I paid for the introduction, and I might as well get my money's worth. But from now on, Dolly Gallagher, you are hereby discharged as my marriage broker. Do you hear me? From now on, you're a woman just like anyone else. What's going on? Where are you taking me?
Ephraim, he's as good as mine.
Love looking at the lights of 14th. This has passed for hours, Mr. Hackle. Perhaps we better call a hack so we can get to garden sometime. Oh, there's one. Yoo-hoo.
Oh no, Mrs. Malloy, we couldn't do that. It's not the money or anything. It's just that nowadays elegant people never take cabs.
Tax is out.
They all go by streetcar.
J.P. Vanderbilt, Diamond Jim Morgan.
Then by all means, a streetcar.
Imagine, just think, I've been elegant all my life and never even realized it.
But if you want to be really elegant,
We do.
you walk. Yes, New York, it's really us, Barnaby and Cornelius.
All the guests of Mr. Hackle are feeling great and look spectacular.
What a neck there is to that acting like a born aristocrat. We've got elegance if you wait. Got elegance you can never ever carry it off. All who are well-bred agree beneath fame has pedigree.
Exercise your wildest gifts tonight. We are off in diamonds tonight. Misleading us.
Silver spoons were used for feeding us. We've got elegance if you ain't got elegance. You can never ever carry it on. Middle class, don't speak of it, savoir-faire. We reek of it, some were born with grays and patches, but we use dollar bills for matches.
Vanderbilt, kowtows to us.
J.P. Morgan scrapes and bows to us. We've got elegance. We were born with elegance. Have you noticed when I hold my cup, the saucer never moves?
And the way I keep my pinky up into the 10th rows.
We've got elegance. We've got built in elegance, and with elegance, we'll carry it on.
Look, they're counting their money again, just like the rich. Well, gentlemen, aren't you going to escort us in?
Of course we are, Barnaby. Mrs. Malloy,
Yes, Mr. Hackle?
I was wondering,
Yes, Mr. Hackle?
as we start inside, may I put my arm around your waist?
Yes, Mr. Hackle, but I might as well warn you, corset is a corset.
I want to be on stage. I just want to get married.
You heard Mrs. Levi. We have to show your uncle we mean business. Can you cry a little faster? You're throwing me off step. That's it.
Sweet Rosie O'Grady, my sweet little Rose.
Ernestina?
Yep.
Okay. Dolly Levi, wait until I get my hands.
What?
Und it is my order as head waiter of the Ammonia Commons restaurant, and your supreme commander, that tonight, of all nights, our usual lightning service will be twice as lightning as ever. Or else! hope you are finding this table satisfactory, sir. The private dining rooms cost a bit more, but they do afford the best view of everything.
$1.40, Cornelius, that's all that's left.
Are you sure? Count it again.
Get ready for a big night out, Minnie. We're off to New York's best known sports.
I didn't make a mistake, Cornelius. $1.35. I'll count it once more.
No, don't. We can't afford it.
Oh, I'm gonna order everything on the menu. Waiter!
I've told you before, sir, you will have to move. This table is reserved for Mrs. Levi.
And who do you think I am? Only it's Boris Van de Gelder and Party. She's in my and Party. I ain't in hers.
Well, Mr. Van de Gelder, of course. It's just Mrs. Levi didn't mention you bringing
My personal physician. That's enough rouge, doctor.
Well, Mrs. Levi only ordered chicken for two.
Chicken? Chickens are here.
Un pâté maison, soupe de jour, un pomme soufflé.
Why didn't you tell me this was an Oriental establishment? We'll take 2 bowls of rice. Now get out of here. Now, let's see. Now, Miss Money, I understand you carry large sums in your gun.
Yeah, $2. Only it's in my garter.
Oh, it's so sweet of you to worry about our reputations, Cornelius, but Minnie and I don't care who seats us up tonight. Have you decided what you're going to order yet, Minnie?
I couldn't order anything at these prices. Really, I couldn't.
Great rhinestones, what a sensible girl. Waiter, bring us 4 glasses of beer, a loaf of yesterday's bread, and some cheese.
Oh, Cornelius, now I know how you keep half New York in stitches all the time. Minnie, have you ever had pheasant?
Pheasant?
Hey, what's the matter? You ashamed or something?
It's not that. I just felt a slight chill.
Well, why didn't you say so? Here, I'll loan you this. Now, let's order something cold till the rice comes. Waiter! Would you bring a roast suckling pig with chestnut and oyster stuffing, cheese fondue, and some lady fingers? Now what will you have? Hey, you with the big ears! What are you doing after the show?
Oh, so sweet of you to worry about our reputations. I mean, digestion, Cornelius. But I'm sure the pheasants are fresh. We'll take 4, please, and a nice red wine.
Wait a minute, no wine.
No wine?
Champagne!
Champagne!
It's once in a lifetime, Barnaby. Champagne and Neapolitan ice cream. And hot house peaches. And Barnaby, you give the band leader a nickel and tell him to play 2 Wild Rose. We want music while we dine.
Say, this is a cafe, isn't it? Let's dance.
The Vandergelders do not dance, Miss Money. We're Presbyterian.
Then I'll dance myself. Give him $2 for the band leader and tell him to play something of mine. I'm going to do the
All right, Cornelius, I'll send for the band. But promise you won't order anything else.
You wait here, Miss Money. I'll tell the band leaders to play a waltz. give this to the band leader and tell him to play a ball.
Here's a nickel for the band leader. Tell him to play a, no, I forget the name.
Whoopee!
Miss Money,
2 more pheasants, please.
Cornelius!
my purse.
Ouch! Where'd my wallet go?
Look here, you, that's my purse. Miss Money, get off the table. You're dancing in the stew.
Excuse me, that's my wallet. I know it's mine because it only has $1, 3 dimes, 5 pennies, and Cornelius. Cornelius. Did he say 2 pheasants? 3, 4 pheasants for the whole house, and never mind if we don't see the whale, I'll buy one of my own.
Sir, what is the shouting boy? It's the harmonic on a restaurant, not one of those.
Sir, she's here, the lady.
What? Are you sure, boy?
It's like you said, sir. 8 o'clock on the nose. Up close the carriage and up steps the leg. The biggest handbag I've ever seen.
It's she. It's Dolly.
Rudolph, is it true? I heard somebody laughing outside the kitchen window, and it sounded like...
It is. It's Dolly. Now go down the bench. She's just stepped out of her carriage. No, it is true, no. It is true, yeah? She just stepped out of a white and gold carriage, pulled by 6 black horses with scarlet blooms.
We like old times.
Sir! Rudy! What? She's here!
You're the
doing here in that get-up? And you're half an hour late. And I demand an explanation of it.
Ernestina.
Exactly.
Ernestina, whom I trusted.
She wanted to do the hoochie-coochie.
Well, she's always been a little artistic. Now, Horace, I'm going to have our kennel move down front. There's something today of competition I particularly want you to see. Let's not say another word about it. I'm shocked to see you where I can't the thing what have you ordered.
What you ordered, a chicken. Mrs. Levi, I demand an explanation for that hoochie-coochie girl.
What? Did you say a chicken? No, I couldn't eat a chicken. Not today. Not after what happened.
Good, cancel the chicken.
And bring a turkey.
What are you doing now?
Nothing. Just looking the place over, getting acquainted with my surroundings.
That's the trouble with you, Dolly, always having to know everything. Always putting your nose into other people's affairs. Anybody who ever married you would get as nervous as a cat.
What are you saying?
I said anybody who ever married you would...
Stop right there. I can't believe you even suggest such a thing. Understand once and for all, I have absolutely no intention of marrying you.
I didn't mean that.
Well, I certainly do hope not. Horace Van Gelder, you go your way, and I'll go mine. Why, I'm not some Ivy Malloy who's hiding behind my couple of chocolate-covered peanuts, unshelled. Why, the idea of you even suggesting such a thing.
Mrs. Levi, you misunderstood.
Well, I certainly do hope not, and understand if I had ever had any intention of remarrying, it'd be to a far more pleasure-loving man than yourself. However, we won't discuss it any more than waiters serve our food. I'll serve Mr. Van Gelder. Now, here's some white meat for you, and some dumplings, light in the pan they are, and some giblets, very tender and very good for you. No, Horace, as I was saying, you go your way, and I'll go mine. But since you brought the matter up, there's one more thing I ought to say.
I didn't bring the matter up at all.
One more thing I ought to say before we forget all about it. It's true that I'm a woman who likes to know everything that's going on, who likes to manage things, but I would never like to manage anything out of control in your household. You have to do it yourself, God helping you.
It's not out of control.
Very well. Let's not say another word about it. Have some beets, Horace. They're good.
I don't like beets.
That's nice. No, the pity of it all. No, a friendless, quarrelsome, angry man such as yourself is absolutely no companion for me. You salt your beets and I'll salt mine.
Will you stop saying that?
I won't say another word.
Good.
Except for this. At your age, you should enjoy hearing the honest truth.
My age. Why are you always talking about my age?
Well, I don't know what your age is, but I know living over young is a bad food and bad temper, you'll double it in 6 months. Here, have some more beets.
I don't like beets. I hate beets.
That's nice. Now dig right in. The pity of it all is you could be a completely charming, amiable, witty man if you wanted to be.
I don't want to be charming.
But you are. Look at you. You can't hide it. Now sit back down and let's talk about something else. And there's one more thing I'm going to say.
I don't want to hear it. You're wasting your time, Dolly Levi. I won't ask you to marry me.
And so I suppose you want me to ask you. Well, I'm sorry I'm turning you down.
How can you turn me down when I haven't asked you anything yet?
There's no sense arguing. I've made up your mind. Now let me cut your beets.
I've got a headache. I'm going back to my hotel.
You can't leave now. The competition's about to begin.
Here's some money to pay for the dinner. Here's $20. Wait a minute. There's nothing in here but $1, 3 dimes, 5 pennies, and a button. This isn't my purse. I've lost my purse.
Oh, maybe that purse you found.
Impossible! I cannot imagine you going anywhere without your purse.
It's Vandergelder's place. We better get out of here.
What am I supposed to do? I've never been here before. They don't know me. Stop fooling around with those beats. I can't pay for them.
Horace, it's the latest thing, a polka. And there's one dancer in particular I want you to see.
Wait a minute. That man, that dancer.
Isn't he wonderful, Horace? With talent like that, he's bound to win the solid gold cup.
Come along, Mr. Floyd. It's been a perfectly wonderful evening, but we're going to have to cut it a bit. Excuse me.
Polka, I think we just must have one dance.
But Vandergelder's right here.
Well, I'm the dancer,
I'm Van Gelder.
Mr. Vandergelder. Dolly Levi, this is all you're doing. What have you been up to?
Mr. Van Gelder, I can explain everything.
I don't want to hear any explanation. You're fired.
I'm
Your Honor, the defense rests. Ladies and gentlemen, there's absolutely no need to call any witnesses, and I see upon that bench a brow that gleams with honor. A nose. I ask you to look at that nose, ladies and gentlemen. A nose that shines the night like a beacon of justice. Could you turn your head a little bit this way so we can get a better look at your beacon? A living symbol of the motto of this great land, E probuscus unum. Your Honor, I ask for the freedom for my clients and a guilty verdict for the only true culprit here, Horace Van Gelder of Yonkers, New York.
Dolly!
The one man responsible for the grievous charges of willful destruction of private property.
A curtain torn, a waiter bruised, and a solid gold cup meant.
Cruelty to a poor, unfortunate minor. Ah! Could you say that again, dear? Ah!
Begging your pardon, Mrs. Levi, but if it pleases the court, I have something to say.
I was just about to call on you, Cornelius. Go right ahead.
Cornelius Hackle, if you dare testify against me, I'll have you discharged.
You've already done that.
I'll do it again.
You've done that too. I don't know much about disturbing the peace or inciting to riot, but I do know that what happened to me, which is the most important thing that can ever happen to a man in his life, would never have happened if I would have obeyed your orders and stayed in Yonkers, New York. Your Honor, I am talking about none other than love.
What? You're trying to tell me that after 33 years you've fallen in love because you took one evening off?
I did not fall in love with Mrs. Irene Malloy of this city in just an evening. An hour, even that's too long. What's less than a minute?
A second.
Less than that.
A moment.
That's it. I'll go slowly so you can get it all down. It only takes a moment for your eyes to meet, and then your heart knows in a moment that you'll never be alone again. I held her for an instant, but my arms felt sure and strong. It only takes a moment to be loved a whole life long. Isn't the world full of wonderful things? There I sat, cooped up in Yonkers, New York, for years and years. And all that time, wonderful people like Mrs. Irene Malloy were walking around. And I did not know them at all. I don't know if you can see from where you're sitting. Well, for instance, the way her eye and cheek and forehead come together up here. I tell you, this woman is the greatest work of God on earth. You can talk all you like about Niagara Falls and the pyramids, but they're not in this at all. Sure, I've seen one before, but today I talked to one, equal to equal. They're often mysterious and different from men. I bet you can know a woman for 100 years without being for sure if she liked you or not. Today I've lost so many things. My job, my future, everything that matters to me, but I don't care. Even if I have to dig ditches for the rest of my life, I'll be a ditch digger who once had a wonderful day.
I missed a few words back to Mr. Hackle right after it only.
It only takes a moment, but his arms felt sure and strong. It only takes a moment.
You're free, my children. Bless you. Go.
We're free! We're free!
You may see the prisoner now, Miss Levi.
Well, Horace, there's your life. Without niece, without clerk, without bride, and without purse, and there's only one more thing I can say.
If it's to ask me to marry you, Dolly Gallagher, never. Not in a million years, under no circumstances, would I ever marry you.
That's not at all what I was going to say. All I was going to say was, goodbye!
What?
Goodbye!
Now hold on, Dolly.
No, I failed, and when a woman fails, there's only one more thing she can say.
Wait.
What?
Hey.
Wave your little hand and whisper so loud, dearie, you ain't gonna see me anymore. When you discover that your life is dreary, don't you come and knocking on my door. 'Cause I'll be all dolled up and singing that song that says you died and told you so. So wave your little hand and whisper so loud, dearie, dearie, shows that don't let it go. Because you treated me so rotten and rough, I've had enough of feeling low. So wave your little hand and whisper so loud, dearie, dearie, shows that don't let it go. For I can hear that choo-choo calling me on to a fancy new address. Yes, I can hear that choo-choo calling me on aboard the Happiness Express. I'm going to learn to dance and drink and smoke a cigarette. I'm going as far away from Yonkers as a girl can get so. And Horace, on those cold winter nights, you can cuddle up to your cash register. It's a little lumpy, but it rings. So wave your little hand and whisper so loud, dearie, dearie, shoes that so long ago.
And I wouldn't marry you, Dolly Levi, not if you were the last woman on earth. I didn't need you then, and I don't need you now. You go your way, Dolly Levi, and I'll go mine. Dolly, Dolly, Dolly.
You stand, Mr. Van Gelder?
Oh, so it's you, Mr. Hackle, come crawling back, I see.
No, I just came by for my $146.35. And I decided to go into business. And since the only business I know is hay and feed, I've decided to open up my own store.
He's found the perfect location, Mr. Van de Gelder, right across the street from you.
Oh, so you think you can compete with Van de Gelders, eh? Well, you just try. Oh, so it's another one come crawling back, eh? What do you want?
My back salary for the past 4 months, $6.12.
You can't do this to me, either of you. I'll get a lawyer. I'll go to the courts. I'll...
Why, Horace Van Gelder, if you don't look handsome in that outfit.
Dolly Gallagher?
I know exactly what you're going to say. You are not happy with Mrs. Ernestina. But I've come to gag your wife. But don't let me bother you with that right now. You were doing something. What were you doing?
Big Cornelius' money, Dolly, $146.
And 35 cents.
plus $6.12 a month.
And the money my mama left me, $52.48.
38.
48.
All right. All of you down to the cellar, and I'll give you your money. I suppose you think it's free for the taking, huh? Like giving out candy. You think it grows on trees? Well, guess what? It doesn't.
Money, 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 money. Mr. Van Gelder's money. It's like the sun we walk under. It can kill or cure. Mr. Van Gelder's never tired of saying that most people are fools. And he's right, isn't he? I mean, himself, Cornelius, Irene, myself. Yeah, we're all fools and we're all in danger of destroying the world in our folly. The surest way to keep us out of trouble is to give us the 4 or 5 human pleasures that are our right. And that takes a little money. So the difference between a little amount of money and a lot of money is enormous. And they can shatter the world. And the difference between a lot of money and an enormous amount of money is very slight. And it can also shatter the world. It's all in how you use it, I guess. Like my late husband Ephraim Levi always said, money, pardon the expression, is like manure. It's not worth a thing unless it's being spread about, encouraging young things to grow. Well, that's the opinion of the second Mrs. Van Gelder, which reminds me, Ephraim, I'm ready for that sign. Are you looking for something?
Well, there was supposed to be a wallpaper hanger, but apparently she didn't make it.
It's still good, but as I was saying before, Mr. Van Gelder, I found you the ideal wife.
I don't want you to find me no ideal wives, Dolly. If I want an ideal wife, I'll find her myself. And I found her. And it's you, dang it!
Why, Horace?
Oh, yes. Oh, here she is. Yes, that goes upstairs. Yes, now, as I was saying, I've been a fool about this whole thing, about Mrs. Malloy, and that other woman, too. But Dolly, forgive me, and marry me.
And stop right there.
What do you mean?
You know as well as I do that you are the first citizen of Yonkers, and your wife would have to be a somebody. Tell me, Horace, am I somebody?
You are a wonderful woman.
Oh, you're partial. No, it's not enough for you to shower your wife with money and jewels, and insist that she be a better actress to half town. By the way, it's bad business letting Cornelius open a shop right across the street from you. Better I'll let him come back and let him be your partner.
Partner.
Then Barnaby can have Cornelius' old job.
Now, see here, Dolly.
That way we'll all be together to dance for Ermengarde's wedding.
No, you've gone too far, Dolly. I'll dance at no weddings. Besides, I don't even know how. And it would take me weeks, months, years to learn. All right, I'll dance.
Why, Horace, I never thought I'd hear you dancing like that.
Oh, I'm sorry. That goes in the front room. It's out that way.
Horace, what's going on up there?
Oh, I just thought I'd have that front room done over in blue wallpaper.
Horace!
Yes, I know. The old wallpaper isn't worn out yet. But she's young and needs work. And I've always thought that money, pardon the expression, is like manure.
Thank you, Ephraim.